If you guys like the sound of being able to steal ships, add them to your fleet and gain plenty of credits in the meantime, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do that in today's video. Now just quickly, I'm going to be doing a setup tour at 1k subscribers, going over my dream setup that I have finally set up in the last few months. So if you guys are interested in that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. There's plenty more Starfield content on the way, but with that being said, let's get stuck into everything you need to know about stealing ships in Starfield. Now firstly, the most important element of this method is simply the stealing part, which sounds obvious, but there are actually a few steps you need to take before you can do this. So you want to hang around to hear what you actually need to do. If you guys didn't know, you can actually just board enemy ships or even civilian ships, get in the pilot seat and take off. Once you land at a spaceport, you can actually then just register them. They become legally yours and become a part of your fleet. And your previous ship, for example, the Frontier, won't just be lost in space. You can still access it and use it the same way that you could before. Now, how you're going to come across these ships is that whenever you're just exploring a planet and you see a ship entering orbit and landing, what you want to do is drop whatever the hell you're doing, run directly in the direction of that ship, even if it is miles away, because you never know what that ship is going to be. And once you get there, you want to scope out the situation. Now, sometimes it is going to be a friendly ship, so you can just walk up and talk to the people at it. However, sometimes it will actually be bounty hunters or some sort of enemy. There are tons of different factions in this game, and obviously the approach needs to be different depending on the situation. If they are some sort of civilians, simply just break into the ship and steal it, easy as. If they are enemies though, sometimes you will need to actually sneak on without them seeing you, otherwise they will proceed to fly away. There was a few times when I saw enemies coming off the ship, instead of sneaking on, I actually just decided to take them out because I thought if I kill all these guys, I can just walk on the ship and do what I please. Well, no, I killed them all, and what do I know? I turn around, the ship is currently taking off, and it flew off, never to be seen again. So you don't want to shoot the enemies. Do not let those intrusive thoughts win. You need to sneak onto the ship, and you will need to break in. Now, the other thing with breaking in is that you will often need to use digipicks, so it isn't just as simple as just boarding the ship and flying away. Sometimes you will need to technically break in, which kind of adds another step to the method. I'm sure you guys know how to use digipicks. If you don't, it is pretty simple to learn. And in my previous video, I actually gave a tip on how you can really maximize using the digipicks, and it's going to make it a whole lot easier. So be sure to go and check that video out as well. But like I said, they are pretty simple. Now, once you are on board, if there are enemies, obviously you can take them out. They're not really going to fly off. And even if they do, you're in the ship. So what are they going to do about that? They have to kill you to get you out of the ship. Once you have taken those enemies out, you can literally just head through the pilot seat. And from there, you should be able to take off. Now, the key word there is should, because this is actually where the skill tree comes into play. And like I said earlier, there are some steps that you do need to take to make sure that you can do this. Sometimes it will be a very entry-level ship and you can just simply jump on it and fly away. But in most cases, you are actually going to get a message saying you are not authorized to pilot this ship. The reason behind that is that your piloting skill level isn't high enough. And so what you want to do before you try and steal any ships is you need to spend skill points on your piloting skill, which is found over in the tech tree far on the right. And the higher you level it, the bigger and better ships that you can steal. Now, on top of just spending these skill points, you will also need to destroy ships as part of the challenges to unlock the next level. So in the meantime, head into space and look for battles, or do it through the main storyline, as that is probably easier, and that will help you level up your piloting skill. You can also talk to friendly ships in space if you kind of can't find any enemies. Sometimes when you talk to a friendly ship, they may actually give you clues on where the enemies might be. And I've also found that going to the systems where it's a little bit more undiscovered, it's a bit further away from places like Alpha Centauri, there generally tends to be more pirates and stuff out there. So go for a bit of exploration in space and you will definitely come across a bunch of enemies. Take them out, spend those skill points, and you will be able to level up that piloting skill. Once your piloting skills are high enough, you can pretty much get any type of ship in the game. At that point, the world is your oyster, or galaxy in this instance, and you can pretty much steal essentially anything. Now, it can be risky, it can still be very difficult with having to pick the locks and take out enemies, but it is very profitable, and honestly, it is very fun to do as well. It's a really fun element of the game. You can either amass a huge fleet, or you can actually just sell them off for profits and spend that money on other stuff. Either way, it is very fun to do, and I cannot recommend it anymore. So get in there, spend those skill points on the piloting skill, track down a few ships and get stealing, and you guys are going to make a lot of credits in Starfield. With that being said, there are plenty more videos like this on the way, so like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on the setup tour once we hit 1k subscribers. Thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.